Everything you're watching was created entirely with free AI tools. No camera, no real ocean footage, no expensive software. And today I'll show you exactly how to create videos like these from scratch using Google's latest AI tools. I'll also share a workflow that helps you create them in a way that's much safer for monetization.
Separated from his crew and running out of oxygen, he knew he had little time left. Then something incredible happened. A giant humpback whale appeared, and it wasn't there to harm him. The gentle giant stayed by his side, guiding him through the chaos toward safety.
Don't worry about copying every prompt while watching, because I'll leave every prompt I use in the description below. That way you can simply follow along with me, then copy everything later at your own pace. So with that said, let's jump right in. The first thing we need is a good story, and for that we'll use ChatGPT. Open ChatGPT and type this prompt: give me cinematic ocean animal video ideas for short-form content. Go ahead and send it. Within a few seconds, ChatGPT will generate several story ideas that are perfect for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. These aren't just random ideas either. They're designed with dramatic storytelling, emotional moments, and cinematic scenes that work really well for AI-generated videos. Take a look through the list and choose the story you like the most. For this tutorial, I'm going to use idea number 5, Dolphins Save a Lost Child. You can use the same one or choose a completely different idea if you prefer. Once you've made your choice, copy the entire idea, paste it back into ChatGPT, and send it. Give it a few seconds. As you can see, ChatGPT has now generated almost everything we need. It gives us a title, a hook for the short, scene-by-scene narration, or even a complete voiceover script, detailed image prompts for every scene, and even thumbnail or text overlay ideas. That's already a huge amount of work done for us. The only thing we're still missing is the video prompt for each scene, and we'll need that later when it's time to animate our images. To generate those, simply type, "Give me detailed video prompts for all the scenes." Send the prompt and wait for ChatGPT to finish. Perfect. Now we have everything we need in one place. We have our story, narration, image prompts, and video prompts. From this point on, all we have to do is turn those prompts into a complete video. Let's start with the images. Open Google Flow and create a new project. Once you're inside, switch over to Agent mode, then choose Image Generation, then change the aspect ratio to 9:16, since we're creating videos for Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. Next, set the image output to 2x and choose Nano Banana Pro as your generation model. Before moving on, quickly check that your settings match mine. It'll help you get similar results and save you from unnecessary mistakes later. Everything looks good, so let's generate our first image. Go back to ChatGPT, copy the image prompt for scene 1, return to Flow, paste it into the prompt box, and click Generate. The generation usually takes a few moments, so just give it a little time. Once it's finished, you'll receive 2 different versions of the same scene. Before downloading anything, compare both images carefully. Look at the lighting, character details, composition, and the overall quality. Don't just pick the first one you see, because this first image becomes the foundation for the rest of your story. Choose the one that looks the best, download it, and you can safely delete the other version. Now, if you happen to get a policy error while generating your image, don't panic, because this can happen depending on the story you're creating. The first thing you should do is click Regenerate. Sometimes that's all it takes. If you're still getting the same error, don't assume the tool is broken, because it's usually the prompt that's triggering Google's safety filter. In my case, the issue happens because my story involves a small child alone in the middle of the ocean, which Google's safety system doesn't allow. Instead of changing the entire story, I'll simply change the character from a small child to a 16-year-old boy. That small change keeps the story almost the same while allowing the image to generate successfully. I'll send the updated prompt one more time. And there we go. This time the image generates without any problems, and we can continue with the tutorial. With our first image ready, it's time to generate the remaining scenes. But before we do that, there's one important trick you need to know, because this is what keeps your entire story looking consistent. Before generating every new scene, always read both the scene description and the image prompt. ChatGPT will sometimes tell you to use a previous image as a reference. If you ignore that instruction, your character might suddenly have a different face, different clothes, or even a completely different art style. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make when creating AI story videos. In my case, scene 2 needs the first image as a reference, so I'll copy the scene 2 image prompt, head back to Flow, paste it into the prompt box, then click the 3 dots on the first image I generated and choose Add to Prompt. Once that's done, I'll add one simple instruction at the end of my prompt. Use the provided image as a reference if needed to help generate the main scene. Now I'll generate the image. Give it a few moments. And there we go. Now our second scene is ready. Notice how the character still looks the same. The face, clothing, colors, and overall style all remain consistent with the previous scene. That's exactly what we're looking for. Here's a quick tip that will save you time later. Save that reference instruction somewhere safe because you'll probably use it throughout the rest of your project. Instead of typing it over and over again, you can simply copy and paste it whenever another scene requires a reference image. From this point on, the process is the same. Copy the next image prompt from ChatGPT, check whether a reference image is needed, attach the previous scene if necessary, then generate the image. Continue repeating these steps until every scene in your story has been generated. By the time you're finished, you should have a complete set of consistent images that are ready for animation. Now, let's bring those images to life. Open your browser and search for Google Vids, then open the official website. Click Get Started to enter the generation interface. Once you're inside, select the VO option, then choose Animate an Image. Click Add Image and upload your first scene. Before generating the animation, make sure the aspect ratio is still set to 9:16, so the final video fits perfectly on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. Everything is ready. Let's head back to ChatGPT one more time. This time, copy the video prompt for scene 1 instead of the image prompt. Return to Google Vids, paste it into the prompt box, and click Generate. The animation usually takes a little while, so just give it a moment to finish. And there we go. Our first animated scene is ready. One thing I really like about Google Vids is that it automatically generates background sound effects for every scene. That means your animation already feels much more immersive before you even start editing. Go ahead and download the video as an MP4 file. Now all that's left is repeating the same process for the remaining scenes. Remove the previous prompt, paste the next video prompt from ChatGPT, upload the matching image for that scene, and generate it again. Continue doing this until every image has been turned into a video. By the time you're finished, you'll have every scene of your ocean story fully animated and ready for the final stage. Now that all of our animated scenes are ready, it's time to create the voiceover. You can use any AI text-to-speech tool you like, but for all of my projects, I personally use Google AI Studio because it's completely free and gives you unlimited voice generation. Open your browser and search for Google AI Studio, then open the official website. Click Get Started to enter the generation interface. Once you're inside, select Playground to open the generation interface. The first thing you should check is the generation mode. If yours is currently set to Agent, simply switch it over to Model. Once you've done that, choose Speech and Music. Next, select Gemini 3.1.Flash TTS Preview. Then click on the large text area and make sure it's set to Text instead of Composer. After that, open the Model Selection menu again and choose Gemini 2.5.Preview TTS. Now scroll down to the Speaker Settings section where you'll find a variety of different AI voices. Choose whichever one fits the style of your video. For the audio profile, you can simply type something like, "Make it sound like a real human, not robotic, with a natural speaking pace and a clear US accent." Of course, you can customize the voice however you like until you're happy with the result. Now let's add the narration. If ChatGPT already generated your story as one complete voiceover script, then your job is easy. Simply copy the entire narration, paste it into Google AI Studio, and you're ready to generate. If your narration is separated scene by scene instead, start by copying the narration for scene 1 and paste it into AI Studio. Then go back to ChatGPT, copy the narration for scene 2 and paste it directly underneath the first one. Continue doing this until every scene has been combined into one complete voiceover script. Before clicking Run, take a few seconds to read through the narration one last time. This helps you catch any small mistakes before generating the audio. Once everything looks good, click Run and wait for the voice generation to finish. When it's done, simply download the audio file. At this point, we finally have everything we need. We have our images, we have our animated scenes, and now we have our complete voiceover. The only thing left is putting everything together. Open your favorite video editor. Personally, I use CapCut, but you can use any editor you're comfortable with. Import all of your animated scenes along with the voiceover you just generated. Arrange each scene in the correct order, then place the voiceover on the timeline and line it up with the matching scene. If you need to trim the narration slightly to improve the timing, go ahead and make those adjustments. To make everything flow a little more smoothly, I also recommend adding a simple black fade transition between each scene. It's a small detail, but it helps the final video feel much more polished. You'll probably notice that Google Vids has already generated background sound effects for every scene, so you can keep those if you like. Once you're happy with everything, export the video. Then upload it to YouTube Shorts, TikTok, or Instagram Reels. After uploading, add a trending sound directly from the platform. This can help improve your chances of reaching more viewers while still keeping your original narration. And that's it. You've just gone from a simple AI-generated story idea to a fully animated cinematic ocean creature video without spending a single dollar on AI tools. The best part is, this workflow isn't limited to ocean stories. Once you understand the process, you can use the exact same—
Nobody knew the child had drifted too far from shore. The waves carried the tiny raft farther and farther into the open sea. As fear began to grow, something unexpected appeared beneath the water. A pod of dolphins. Instead of swimming away, they surrounded the raft. They stayed close, protecting the child from danger. Then, as if they understood exactly what was wrong, the dolphins began guiding the raft toward land. For hours, they never left. As the sun started to set, the shoreline finally appeared. The child was safe, and before anyone could thank them, the dolphins disappeared back into the ocean.